4 has already been out for several months now, so I'm sure most of you guys have probably already beaten it or are still playing it. I beat it with 100%. I got all the collectibles. I'm missing only, I think, 5 achievements. 3 of them are the ones at the end that you get locked out of. Once you make one, like, vital story mission choice, then you get that achievement, but then you get locked out of the other ones. One of them is I think you have to pickpocket somebody while planting a mine behind them. And then one of the other ones I got locked out of because of a stupid game glitch. It's Fallout, so I knew there were going to be really dumb game bugs. Isn't it bad that there's like a game developer out there that makes these like AAA title games and everybody that plays the games just know that they're going to be a buggy pile of glitchy shit? Good games, but it's still a pile of glitch. That just shouldn't be acceptable in nowadays gaming, but that's for a different video. Let's talk about Fallout 4. When Fallout 4 was first coming out, I was a little nervous for it because it was getting a lot of like mainstream hype. I've been playing Fallout for a long time. I loved all of them except for New Vegas. That one just didn't really hit it with me. And as you know, with a lot of the play style for Fallout, it takes a very required taste, I think. And I think a lot of mainstream gamers would not usually like a game like Fallout. It's very in-depth. It's a lot of nothing happening for a long amount of time, and exploring, which is one of my favorite things to do in the game. I just explored forever. I love exploring and finding loot and all that good shit. We'll talk about that even later. But I didn't know if the combat was really going to hit it well with mainstream. Now in Fallout 4, they definitely did mainstream the game a little bit. So I think they did a really good job with that. Other games that they've come out where they've tried to reach as big as an audience as possible, they've really kind of dumbed down the full experience of their past games. And they just kind of make it usually like what we love in their past games, but now with training wheels. I didn't feel like Fallout 4 really did that. I do think, though, that now Fallout 4 players, people who are playing Fallout for their very first time through 4, don't really get the core mechanics of the game, especially when it comes to the VAT system. Most people I've talked to who've never played a past Fallout game, and they'll get into talking about Fallout 4, and I talk about the VAT system, they're like, the what? And I'm like, you know, the thing that comes up and you can, you know, tag enemies and stuff, and they're like, oh yeah, that, nah, I used it once and then I just never used it again. And it's like, what? Fallout is meant to be played with the VAT system. Yes, you can run and gun and be an FPS if you want, but if you're using the VAT system and you're using the weapons that work really well in that, and you're actually playing up the VAT system to its highest degree and use your skill sets to also put into your action points and everything, you can be incredibly powerful. The VAT system is your best friend. Everybody who doesn't use it, it's your best friend. Try it more, invest some time into getting to know the ins and outs of it. You will become just a gun-wielding powerhouse. Trust me. But yeah, that's why I think it actually is still doing so well with mainstream audiences. They just run and gun and stuff, which is fine if that's your way of playing. I know some people play Fallout very stealthy. As you know, I don't like stealth, so not me. As I was saying before about exploring, there's the world of Fallout is huge. It's always been huge, but now Fallout 4, it's massive. There's tons of places to always go, especially for people like me. It's really difficult because I will pick a mission in my quest log and be like, that's where I'm gonna go. I start out going, I'm like, oh, what's that? And I go over there, spend an hour in that building. In Fallout, there's no, like, I'm just gonna pop in here real quick and see what it's about. No, you enter a new building in Fallout, you'll be in there for at least an hour. I'll come out and be like, oh, but there's something close right there. I just have to go walk over there to unlock it on my map. I get there and I'm like, but now that I'm here, I might as well go inside. So it can actually take me days to actually get to a mission that I'm trying to go to. Oh, and my ending time, I believe, in the game was 165 hours. Just, you know, how long I played it. I played it religiously. So if you do like to explore and open up maps, Fallout is an excellent game for that. Its big drawback for that, though, especially for the looters like me, is your weight capacity and how much you can carry is one of the biggest drawbacks to the game. Always has been for me. I don't like games that have a weight limit. It drives me insane, especially like in Fallout. Yeah, you can upgrade your weight limit and stuff, but for me it's kind of like a waste of a skill point that I could put somewhere else. It will make my backpack easier to fill with all sorts of goodies I'm just gonna sell, or I can put it into being able to upgrade my weapons to make them stronger. It's kind of like a no-brainer. But also you can like upgrade your armor, so you have like, you know, pockets in your armor so you can carry more stuff. But when you add the carry more stuff mod onto your armor, it then makes it heavier. What? That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my whole freaking life. You upgrade it so you can carry more, but then it makes it heavier, so it kind of defeats the purpose, and that's stupid. But in Fallout, now, everything you find is important. There's nothing useless. Like in Elder Scrolls, you know, you find like a fork. Leave the fork alone. You don't need the fork. It's not worth anything. But in Fallout, you need every little stupid little thing you can find because you can salvage it into little parts or materials, and that's what you use to upgrade your weapons, your power armor, your regular armor, and build your settlements. Settlements is a new thing in Fallout. It's where you can build like your own little city. People. Some people really like the settlement stuff. It's very, very micromanaging. Other people don't really like it. The good thing is it doesn't actually play into anything in the story in the game, so you don't actually need settlements if you don't want them. They are frustrating. Your settlers, they'll just randomly be really unhappy one day, and you're like, there's 13 of you here. I've got 62 defense. I've got 25 water and 26 food, plus 20 beds. Why are you guys unhappy? You each have a TV, you've got a jukebox, you've got Nuka-Cola machines. What do you need? It's very frustrating. And also, the constant missions that Preston gives you. Hey, I got another settlement that needs your help. Preston, man, trying to find my son. Your settlements can wait, or your settlements get attacked a lot. You can be in the middle of the mission, in the middle of a huge, huge mission. You know, you've already invested 45 minutes into this huge mission, you're in a building, you can't easily get out, and the game's like, one of your settlements is being attacked, you better go help them. Because if you don't, well, some of your settlers can die, and you get a failed mission for it, which is also very frustrating, because those are timed, and the game doesn't tell you it's timed, nor does it tell you how much more time you have left to get there. Or, you get there, and everybody's like, what? What's going on? We're not being attacked, everything's fine here. You're like, okay, cool, I guess that was just wrong information. And as soon as you leave, you failed to save your settlement. I was just there, game. They're fine. Oh my god, don't even get me into all the different pain in the ass things about this game. I got locked out of doing any more stuff with Preston and the Minutemen. He went to the castle, I met him at the castle, I unlocked the castle as my settlement, and from then on, he was locked out as a companion. I tried to go talk to him, but he was just locked out. The only time he talked to me is when he had a new settlement for me to go open up or save, so I was never allowed to bring him back onto my team as a companion, which sucks. That leads me into the companions of Fallout. The thing with the companions is you need to build up their affinity or their like for you. Some of them like when you wear power armor, some don't like it when you do, some like when you take drugs, others don't like it, some like it when you're nice, blah blah blah, you know what this is. And then if you get them to max, get them 100%, then they unlock like a perk for you, which is super, super cool. You know, Piper's perk I think gives you more Gift of Gab, which actually I think gives you more XP when you open something up the map, but also better chance when you have to convince somebody of something or you need to do like a charisma check. But in Fallout, for some reason, I really didn't get attached to any of my companions. I ended up becoming a girlfriend with Piper, but the game has no sex scenes. I get 100% like with her. We're like, cool, man. We're girlfriends now. No sex scene? What? That's ridiculous. I demand sex scenes with my companions. So that was a huge disappointment. But most of the time, I found myself just yelling at my companions to shut the fuck up because they constantly talked and they constantly only said the same few lines. Oh my god. The milk of human kindness is the most annoying thing I could ever dream of in my entire life. So I sent Strong to a settlement that I had not even touched, that I didn't want to build up. I think it was like Hangman's Alley. I sent him there and was like, Strong, you're on your own, buddy. You're gonna live here. I'm never taking you out with me because you're annoying. I did like Piper, of course. I liked Nick Valentine. He ended up getting a little bit annoying too because he's always like, I'm a synth and I really want to be a person and I'm kind of a person in my heart, but I'm still a synth. Oh my god, Nick, shut up. McCready was cool. He had a cool story. We know him from past Fallout. And Kate, actually. I hated her at first. She was a bitch. But then once you get to know her, she had, I think, the most interesting backstory. But for my main companion, the one who I went out with the most, I chose Dancing Pants, which is what I call a paladin dance. I really liked his outcome, which we all saw coming a million miles away, but it was still pretty interesting. And I did choose the Brotherhood as who I wanted to stick with. Chose the Brotherhood because the Minutemen were just kind of like these a little bit too, we're just gonna help all the citizens. Everything's positive and wonderful, where humanity can all stick together. That's not how it's gonna work, Minutemen. Everything's not all daisies and roses and we're all just one big happy team kumbaya kind of thing. Nah. And then you had the Railroad, and even though I really liked Deacon, oh man, I loved it when he kept telling me all these like stupid lies, and I was like, no way, really? I did use the deactivation code on him, and it obviously didn't work, but I loved him. He was always changing his looks and stuff. He was great. But the Railroad, they were two like bleeding hearts, and they wanted to save the synths and stuff. And the synths are people too. No, they're not. They're computers. You can't trust a computer that doesn't have a soul or morals or a conscience. They think they do, but it's just a computer program. So Railroad, you're ridiculous. Then there was the Institute, which I had that ending completely ruined for me the day the game came out by somebody on my Twitter. Man, someone on my Twitter ruined everything for the new Star Wars. And then the day Fallout came out, they @replied me to my Pip-Boy unboxing video and just said, oh, and this is a spoiler by the way, it just said, your son is alive, he now runs the Institute, he's the father. Why the fuck would you do that, man? Why would you do that? That's such a dick thing to do. So that was already ruined for me, but it's okay, because anybody that's got even a half of a brain sees it coming within the first quarter of the game. You already know, you know he's going to turn out to be the father, whatever. But I ended up not signing with him because I don't agree that everything should be computers. That never ends well, ever, in any movie, TV show, comic book, video game, anything. And shit, my luck with technology, I definitely don't want technology being the boss, because, yeah, it doesn't work well. So I went with the Brotherhood. Yeah, they're a little too military for me. They're a little too rough around the edges and a little too uniform and just no sense of humor. But I did believe in their core beliefs, which is the only thing that's going to save the world and keep the world going is humans. And as humans, we have good and we have bad, but that's the only way that humanity will continue. I agreed with them, so I sided with them. I am interested for DLC. I really hope DLC that comes out doesn't just say, okay, well, you can play this DLC even after you beat the game because it's just going to pretend like you haven't completed it yet. I don't want that. I want DLC to like continue. I want to see what happened and where everything goes, and I want an update on what I did. Oh, and also, at the end, you know, little Sean, little bot baby Sean, I didn't take him. Nah. Here I am about to blow everybody up because I believe that, you know, computers should be something that humans run and not the other way around. I'm not going to take a little baby bot with me. I don't care if it looks like my son and has the personality of my son programmed into him. I told him I wasn't his mom and he could go rot in hell. But back to the actual gameplay of the game. I talked about how I really didn't like the backpack shit and things have a certain weight, because I found myself not really wanting to explore much anymore because, like, oh man, I've only just left my settlement, I just left Sanctuary 20 minutes ago. If I go in that building to just, you know, just to explore, I'm gonna get over encumbered already, I won't be able to get to where I'm trying to go. So I found myself really just being like, ugh, I don't want to go anywhere, I don't want to explore. I'd put like blinders on, be like, nope, 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 just going to my mission, just going to my mission, because I didn't want to get over encumbered so quickly. Later on in the game, you do open up, you know, being able to take the vertibird and stuff like that when you're over encumbered. But still, it was annoying. I didn't like it. Also, the game as a whole, even though I did have a lot of fun playing the game, looting, exploring, going on missions, I never felt like things were getting repetitive or things were too rinse and repeat. But on the other side of things, I do feel like the game was a hodgepodge and just combination of a whole bunch of things and a whole bunch of things that were half-assed. And you put a whole bunch of half-assed stuff into a bowl and mix it up and just say, but look at all of the different things that is in here. It makes them feel like a more full product. The story I felt was contrived, was boring. It was something I've seen a million times before. The companions were just very, like, this is this exact personality, this is this exact personality, but they never really went deeper into who they were. And they just kind of felt a little hollow. I found some of the characters I ran into out in the world a lot more interesting. Like that guy who says he's Preston Garvey, and you're like, you're not Preston Garvey. I want more of him. He was interesting. The settlement building stuff was pretty cool, but again, you could only do so much. Every part of the game that I really enjoyed, I'd be like, oh man, but if only they took this just a few steps further, it would be absolutely breathtakingly amazing experience. But everything was like, so here's something cool, but we're really not going to actually do anything huge with it. It's just something else that's cool. But it did leave me feeling a lot of, and then? Or, well, cool, you guys went this far, why didn't you go 2 more steps further and make it amazing? As a whole, I think the game could have spent another year in development. Definitely could have spent another 6 months in Q&A. That would have made the game a lot better. And then they released that one patch, right? And the patch didn't fix a lot of the main game-breaking or quest-ending bugs that a lot of people were hitting. But they fixed the duplication exploit, which I totally was using, because if I didn't have it, I would have to farm in the game a lot more. Not farm like actually farming something, but actually like level grind more than I already do in that game, and having to farm for different materials and stuff, which would have just taken forever, and I would have gotten bored of the game faster if I had to have done all of that farming and level grinding. So I did totally use the exploit, abso-fucking-lutely, and I'm looking forward to the mods that we'll finally get with the game sometime this year. It still makes me mad that they advertised Fallout 4 when they announced it, and the console versions are going to be able to use mods! Yay! And then the game comes out and they're like, and the things that we promised you is not available yet. They'll be available sometime the next year. Don't advertise something that's not in the game when it's released. That's like the meanest thing ever. So disappointing. I wish my PC could run it, because you PC guys have some amazing mods for Fallout 4. I've been keeping an eye on them. They are so great, so perfect. If only I had those. My PC is a piece of shit and it can't run it. So yeah. I know I'm missing a whole lot of talk points about Fallout. I just can't, it's not coming to mind right now. Overall, I do have to say I enjoyed the game. If they could just tweak the specifics and tweak the details to make those a little bit more player friendly, I think the game could be much, much bigger and better than it is already. And it wasn't my game of the year last year. That went to The Witcher. I think The Witcher did pay a little more attention to how gamers are going to want to play it, and they paid attention to the details. Some of the best games out there are the games that do pay attention to even the smallest details that maybe no one's gonna notice. The best little things about Fallout 4, though, was when you're running around and you walk into the most ridiculous shit. Like, there's a teddy bear on the toilet with a fedora on, some glasses, and he's reading the newspaper. That's hilarious. I love it. Or you walk in around the corner and there's like a circle of mannequins all circled with their backs towards you, facing like a dead body on the ground. Hilarious. The Easter eggs and the little things you can find in the game do make exploring a lot more fun, even if you don't actually find any amazing weapons at the time. All the little things will get you and they'll make you laugh. So let me know down in the comments what you thought about Fallout. What were some of the things that you feel like they just didn't really put enough effort into and you'd like to see them expand on? And what were some of your favorite parts of the game? Who is your favorite companion? That's what I really, really want to know. I love judging people based on who their favorite companion is. And most of all, who did you side with at the end? I must know! But anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and I totally love you.